Yeah.
And he said, dog, you know that we gonna end up on E True Hollywood Story, right? Or where are they now? This is what he told me. He said we gonna end up on E True Hollywood Story. Where are they now? And I was like, well, I guess we just gonna have to run it up and figure it out for now because if it's eventually gonna turn into something where we divide and what happened to this person, what happened to that person, and it kind of manifested itself, right? So the
Mhm.
bullshit is a part of the story, but it is what
Yeah.
it is. It was a dope time. We did some great things.
Man, once again, I appreciate you being here. Like I said, it was all love,
Yeah,
embrace and all that. And I'm just humble that you were so quick to be like, yeah, let's do it.
yeah,
Um,
dog. I'm cool with it. I'm with it.
indeed. And I want the people to know you said at the meetup and in the back, you can ask me anything. It don't matter, you
For
know.
sure. You can ask me
Um,
whatever you want to ask. I don't got no restrictions.
indeed, indeed. So, so much going on all the time. I first got into just the YouTube thing. I ran across Lapeef.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really a YouTuber per se, so I learned so much being here. They always mention Fight Club and etc. Lapeef itself,
Hmm.
like that curation, can that do you think that can be duplicated, just what that was, or does the timing matter, COVID, so on and so forth? Because when that seemingly just took everything by storm, people like that, like me, that weren't even on YouTube,
Yeah.
were enamored just by the dynamics there.
I think that it could evolve into something different. You know what I'm saying? I think that
Mm,
it was a time. Timing is a really big factor. But I was on YouTube way before that. And I think that a lot of people don't even really know the story about how it is that me and JR came in. JR is the guy that run the Lapeef.
yeah.
How we even came into contact with each other in the first place. So he was following me on my channel, the Anton Daniels channel, and I think
Hmm.
at the time I might have had 50,000 subscribers or 60,000 subscribers or something like that.
Word.
But I was documenting my life, and he used to hit me up on Instagram, and so he was like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? I like your Jeep. I got a Jeep too, or whatever, so on and so forth." So it was just organic. You know what I'm saying? And we just started having conversations, and then he invited me on Facebook. It wasn't even on YouTube; it was just on
Okay.
Facebook. So
Hmm.
we had a Facebook group, and he had said, "Hey, man, I'm trying to put together this thing, or I got this thing that I want to check out. Hey, could you stop in and turn it up?" And I was like, "All right, it's gonna go different than you think it's gonna go." And so, I was me. I'm the same person that I am now when I was real controversial or whatever. And it set the chat on fire. It set the whole Facebook group on fire. So we did it again. And
Word.
then I told him, I said, listen, man, if you going to do this, if this is what you want me to be a part of, then we got to go to YouTube because that's where the money at.
Word.
At the end of the day, I'm not about to just be here just doing it for the sake of conversation. It's
Hmm.
got to be some money involved. And
Yeah.
so that's when we started putting it together. And then it just went from there. And then the pandemic hit. It was growing organically, and then it just started to hit.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. That definitely took everything by storm. It was certainly an inspiration.
Yeah,
And yeah, the fire was the fire. But when you listen to all the shows and all the conversations, there was a lot of substance there that unfortunately gets glossed over because of the bullshit, so to speak.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, the bullshit is the part of it. That's a part of the story. It's so funny because I remember when me and him, we used to have these conversations or whatever, and we used to brainstorm what's next or whatever.
yeah.
And he said, dog, you know that we gonna end up on E True Hollywood Story, right? Or where are they now? This is what he told me. He said we gonna end up on E True Hollywood Story. Where are they now? And I was like, well, I guess we just gonna have to run it up and figure it out for now because if it's eventually gonna turn into something where we divide and what happened to this person, what happened to that person, and it kind of manifested itself, right? So the
Mhm.
bullshit is a part of the story, but it is what
Yeah.
it is. It was a dope time. We did some great things.
Yeah, no, 100%. And shout out to JR. He actually hit me and asked me to moderate Lapeef one day.
Hmm.
So I was the moderator, and just he's like, "Hey, I've been seeing what you're doing. Do you want to moderate?" Which I thought, he hit me to be a part of the panel. He's like, "Hey, do you want to mod?" I said, "God, I had butterflies and shit." You know what I mean? Like, and I think we gotta say that more often. Like, I did a bunch of interviews so far.
Yeah,
But when you up here, like, you know how you getting ready for a football game, you go back and forth around the locker room.
Yeah.
So I did that a few times in my office before I hit the live button. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what's up.
You know, you just gotta warm up.
Yeah, that's what's up. No, you're
Like,
doing some phenomenal things over here, bro. I think you got your
yeah.
own brand, your own product, and I think that you're doing well, man. And you should just keep going with what you're doing and continue to evolve what it is that you got going on. And I think that you're gonna keep hitting.
Yes, sir. 100%. I appreciate that. Tom, speaking of bullshit, edify me on Fight Club because I missed that shit. The whole thing. The only thing I've ever seen was Baller X kind of review it. And then when the brothers come here that was on Fight Club, that be fighting back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is happening?
Fight Club was derived from, it was a spirit of moment idea. So I was live streaming one day. I think I was live streaming on the Millionaire Morning Show or something. And I'm like, yo, it was the night, it was the biggest drinking day of the year. I think it's like the day after Thanksgiving or something like that. And I just had a bad feeling. And I'm like, man, I think that somebody gonna get in trouble. It's gonna be some nonsense out there. I just don't want people to go bad.
Yeah.
So I told people, listen, I work late night. I work into the night. Why don't y'all just tap in? I'm gonna go on the Anton Daniels channel, and y'all can just come up and get y'all thoughts off. And that way, I just can keep y'all in the house, and we could just do it. You know, do it organically. And then we live stream. But then when I jumped off the live stream, they was still in the back talking offline.
Yeah.
And so, you know me, my brain is spinning. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna be just having people in the back and we not making no money. that's I'm like, we need to turn the cameras back on. So the next week, so we started doing it to where it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And shout out to Brittany B and shout out to Aaron O. They were the architects of it because they was the ones that kind of overseeing it and everything like that. And they came up with a lot of the great ideas that we had. Yeah. But it wind up, I had it on my regular channel, the Anton Daniels channel. And then overnight I wasn't online and somebody porn bombed me. Wow. And so it got the channel took down. I had YouTube reps. So I talked to my YouTube reps. I got the channel back up. But then that's when I broke it off to its own entity because I was like, you know what? You're not going to mess up the money, the real money. Yeah, the money. And we're going to separate this. We're going to make it its own brand. So then it just evolved into its own brand. And it just kind of went from there. The problem with Fight Club, though, is that if you're not there, you can't moderate it and you can't control the people. You know, it started to affect other things that I had going on because, you know, I started seeing Fresh and Fit get demonetized and a lot of people was losing their platforms and stuff because they was just saying some wild stuff. I would get hit up in the middle of the night. I'm getting woke up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. People talking about pulling up on each other and fighting. You know what I'm saying? They saying some of the wildest things that you could ever think in your life. And so it had grown to a point to where it basically, I couldn't be there 100% of the time. Yeah. But people started getting so outlandish to where it was going to threaten everything that I had built. So I was just like, skip it. Me and Aaron O had a conversation. We decided that we was going to end it towards the end of last year. And, you know, let it be what it was going to be and then evolve it from there. And so it was a time. It was cool. It was dope. People started getting their energy out. They created a lot of the great monetization strategies that I think that a lot of people take advantage of today. And then on top of that, a lot of people leapfrogged and created their own platforms from creating a name from it. So we discovered a lot of people from it. You know, it's a lot of people that came up from Fight Club. And so again, it was my platform, but I would largely say that Brittany B, Aaron O, you know, and you know, some other people participated too. Yeah. They were the real ones that really pushed it and made it what it is because I couldn't be everywhere at the same time.
Indeed. And I just want to say, man, Aaron O, I look up to Aaron O, man, just how he comports himself.
Great guy, bro.
Indeed. So
he made a lot of money, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And I met Brittany on Saturday as well. So she's a gem for sure. Awesome, man. Salute to them. Make sure you drop Aaron O's link in the chat. I know Brittany, she kind of fell back, but I think she has a channel. Somebody, Jordan, find it for me. I know you in the chat. Let's make sure you drop those channels. Show them some love, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.